Hi, I'm Ann Willett, Pilates teacher, and I'm here in the Sports Barn Pilates studio to talk to you a little bit about the core muscles that we target when we're doing the Pilates work. Specifically, there are three that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to try to see if you can find them in your own body, give you some tips on how you can do that. The first one is the multifidus, the muscles in the back. A very tiny little muscle that connects one vertebrae to the next, running all along the spinal column. And the way you can find that is if you find a mirror and take a peek into the mirror and notice where your head comes to the little spot where your head falls on the mirror. And go ahead and feel back and notice that this is what we're going to be talking about, these muscles right in the vertebrae area. Go ahead and let yourself come to a bad posture, a poor posture, and hunker over a bit. And then I want you to think about there being an elevator that's going to run along the spinal column all the way up to the top of the spine, which, by the way, comes up to just about the cheek level, coming up through the neck spine. And each time it goes up, each vertebrae, it's like going up another floor, and it's pulling the vertebrae a little higher, pulling it a little higher, pulling it a little higher, until you get as long as you possibly can get. So go ahead and start in an uncomfortable, or perhaps it shouldn't be comfortable, but a poor posture position, hunkered over a little bit. Put your hands on the base of your spine, and then I want you to begin to straighten up. Let your hands come down to the side, look at yourself in the mirror, and feel the elevator moving up through the middle of the back, through the shoulder blades, all the way up through the neck spine, all the way up to the cheekbone level. Make sure you don't tip your head, but you keep yourself looking straight forward in the mirror. Keep working those muscles long, 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 like you're trying to get the crown of the head right up to the ceiling, and then let it go. And you can try it again. Put that elevator down in the base of the spine, work it all the way up through the back. Each time it goes up to the next vertebrae, it pulls it apart a little more, pulls it apart through the neck spine, all the way up to the cheekbones. Long, 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 long body. And then let it go. Those are the multifidi, tiny little muscles in the spine. The next key core muscle that we talk about in Pilates is the transverse abdominis, which is a deep, deep abdominal muscle. And the way you can find that is if you take your fingers and put them on the edge of your hip, and then run your fingers in maybe an inch or two. You're not going to move your fingers, but you're going to feel as if you're trying to draw them in towards the center of your body, and that you're trying to create a little smiley face coming from those two finger points. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, feel as if you're drawing those fingers in, creating a little smile low in the abdominal area, and then you should feel some tautness right here. And then let it go. Let the belly out. Feel some soft, spongy, doesn't matter what's on top, we have those muscles underneath. And again, take an inhale, and as you exhale, feel as if you're drawing those fingertips towards one another, pulling those abdominals in. Big smiley face across the low abdominal area. Feel it nice and taut and taut and taut. Pull it in. You'll feel it coming up through here as well. And then let it go. Transverse abdominis, very important abdominal muscle. You go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you see those employees that have those belts around them. That's what our transverse abdominis is like. It's like our own little girdle of strength that we have in our body. The third muscle that I'd like for you to find is the diaphragm. And that is a muscle that I like to think of as a beautiful jellyfish that runs right through the center of our torso. When we inhale, it pulls down. When we exhale, it pulls up. Inhale pulls down, exhale pulls up. Sometimes it's challenging to find this muscle, but the best way I like to do is to come down into a little bit of a compromising position for breath, almost a child's pose or rest position, but you're on your forearms. And you'll notice that your breathing's a little more labored. But if you take a nice inhale, you'll feel some muscle trying to pull down into your abdominal cavity area. And then as you exhale, you'll feel that it pulls back up. So a little bit of an inhale, feel it pull down. And it opens up the back. And as you exhale, it pulls back up. And again, inhale and exhale. So those core muscles, the three that I just talked about, are very important muscles, very important to the work of Pilates. And when you find them, it just changes your life. It's so exciting to feel that strength that you have in your own body in the work that you do, whether it's other exercise forms or in your everyday patterns of movement or just in playing around. It's so important to know that you have this set of muscles that is holding you together and that is very strong in your body. Again, I'm Anne, and I'll see you at the sports farm.